On May 22, 2024, the IAPD, under the chairmanship of Imboni Dr. Uzwilezwe Radebe, hosted the 5th Africa Spiritual Day at the African Union AU headquarters in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. Africa Spiritual Day is an event that seeks to educate the people of Africa about their spirituality, as well as to unite all Africa so as to bring about peace and common understanding. This prestigious event was attended by thousands within the continent and the diaspora, virtually and physically.
Dear Excellencies of the African Union Commissioner, all distinguished representatives of the African Union, dear Dr. Tajan Hamad, Senior Advisor of the Universal Peace Federation International and International Coordinator of IAPD, our dear Imboni Dr. Radebe, the Chairperson of IAPD-Africa, UPF and IAPD Regional Leadership, esteemed religious leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. I am really honored to stand before you today to congratulate all the participants for the Africa Spiritual Day, organized by the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development in cooperation with the African Union. This occasion marks a very significant step towards fostering peace and reconciliation across our beloved continent of Africa. Congratulations to all who have made this day possible. Your dedication and commitment to promoting peace and unity through interfaith collaboration are truly commendable. Religious leaders, very much in particular, are uniquely positioned to address community-based concerns and can play a pivotal role in reconciliation and the cultivation of a culture of peace. With your moral authority and unwavering emphasis on human rights, rooted in the principle that we are one family created by God, you possess the capacity to heal divided societies and provide essential humanitarian services. Your efforts are vital in alleviating hunger, disease, and trauma caused by war and violence. Today's celebration exemplifies how this cooperation, centered on shared spiritual values, can make a profound impact. By partnering with the IAPD, an association of the Universal Peace Federation, the African Union has demonstrated a serious commitment to realizing its major aspirations for peace. This path of wisdom, inspired by the vision of our founders, Father and Mother Moon, they are the co-founders of the Universal Peace Federation, paves the way for a brighter and more harmonious future. Mother Moon, our dear true mother, the Mother of Peace, has emphasized that this series of events will prepare us for a global interreligious exposition, highlighting the universal principle inherent in all living beings and celebrating its diverse expressions. The purpose of the UPF and its associations, such as IAPD, is to advance the world of peace that all humanity desires. The Africa Spiritual Day we celebrate today is a vital part of this series, symbolizing our collective dedication to these noble goals. As mentioned by Dr. Hakshahan Moon, founder of UPF and IAPD, religious leaders are tasked by God to guide people to live responsibly, but the influence of religion in modern times has been declining. Our challenge now became the restoration as society's compass. Thus, we intensified our investment in bringing religious leaders to see beyond their denominational horizons and interreligious conflict, and work together based upon universally shared God-centered values. These are the same absolute values around which we call scientists, media professionals, and political leaders to work. As we come together on this very significant day, let us renew our commitment to peace, unity, and mutual understanding. Let us continue to support and uplift each other, recognizing that our strength lies in our diversity and shared humanity. Through our combined efforts, we can build a future where peace and justice prevail, not only in Africa, but across the entire world. Thank you, and congratulations once again to everyone involved, and a very special congratulations to Imboni Dr. Radebe, who has worked tirelessly to make all of this possible. May this day inspire us all to strive for a better and more peaceful world. Thank you all very much.
Including members of AU, executive members of IAPD-Africa, and AFIS, to name a few. Themed to educate the African person to be spiritually fit in the 21st century, spiritual and religious leaders took to the podium and shared their ideals on how the people of Africa can become spiritually fit.
Distinguished speakers, honored religious leaders, respected participants, all protocols observed. Happy Africa Spiritual Day to all of you. I'm truly happy and grateful to be with all of you in this historical occasion. I'm inspired by your commitment to be here despite of your busy schedule. You are in the right place and at the right time. There is no other time or place like this. Each one of you, each one of us here could be a role model. Dr. Khadebe is already a shining role model. Mother Moon is another great model. She initiated the idea of Africa Spiritual Day and founded IAPD, plus many other spiritual educational institutions. She held major international conferences to peace and development. I wish we could issue a yearly report to monitor and increase awareness of spirituality worldwide. That will be a better news. Don't you think so? Could Africa pioneer such a path? I hope so. Africa, Africa, Africa. Thank you for listening.
Distinguished invited religious leaders from other faith communities, and our Imboni, all the way from Cape Town. Distinguished guests, dear brothers and sisters, on behalf of the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union Commission, I am honored here today to witness the opening ceremony of the special Africa Spiritual Day of the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development. I would like to thank IAPD for the invitation and for the opportunity to share some thoughts on this important theme, educating the African person to be spiritually enlightened in the 21st century. Through interreligious dialogue and exchange of ideas among the world religious and faith-based organizations, terrorism, violent extremism, and other ills in our world can be proactively addressed. Spiritual and religious leaders are well suited to deal with community-based concerns and can play a significant role in reconciliation and establishing a culture of peace. Just as spiritual and religious leaders play crucial roles in the various stages of human life, such as birth, marriage, death, and other important events, it is natural that spiritual leaders assist, advise, and enlighten political leaders at the national, regional, and continental levels. This will enable the political leaders to take a holistic approach and provide more sustainable solutions to issues affecting their constituencies. I am confident that initiatives like the Continental Celebration of Africa's Spiritual Day can contribute to foster greater understanding, cooperation, and unity on our continent. I would like to reiterate the commitment of the African Union Commission through the Citizens and Diaspora Directorate, CIDO, a function that reports to the Deputy Chairperson of the Commission, to supporting initiatives that promote religion and other values that contribute to the well-being and development of our continent. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I would like to thank IAPD and CIDO as the organizers of the Special Africa Spiritual Day celebration for their efforts and commitment to promoting peace in Africa. I hope that this event will be a success and will have a positive impact on a continent as well as we operationalize this powerful concept in your theme, educate, spirituality, resilience, and person. May peace prevail on earth. I thank you all for listening, and God bless Africa.
Africa's Spiritual Day is such a welcome initiative. It serves as a reminder that the most valuable asset for an African person is their relationship with God, with the Creator. As Pope Benedict XVI once said, I quote, "Africa represents an immense spiritual longing for a humanity that seems to be in a crisis of faith and hope," end of quote. In Africa, we have a saying, it takes a village to educate or to raise a child. Before ideological colonization affected the African education system, it was common for any adult to correct a child, even if they were not part of the child's immediate family. Similarly, in order to adequately prepare the African person to face the challenges of the 21st century, the entire African village must be involved in its education. Religious illiteracy hinders Africa's development. It is essential that religious education within the African education system not only covers religions originating from outside the continent, but also includes the teaching of African traditional religion. This is the same religion that nurtured the scholars of the Nile Valley civilizations, who played a significant role in the development of philosophy and science since the pharaonic era. Their words still resonate in Egypt, the land of Kush, Ethiopia, and the rest of Africa. May African Spiritual Day serve as a means to promote religious and spiritual education that equips Africans to navigate the challenges of the 21st century. Thank you for your kind attention. Toda raba, kola kavod. God bless you all.
I would like to begin by thanking the African Union, AU, for hosting us here today. To the organizers of this prestigious gathering, we are all gathered here to celebrate and have a better understanding of each other's realities and beliefs, and consequently tap into our essence as an Alkebulan African indigenous people, which is our spirituality, under the theme, educating the African person to be spiritually fit in the 21st century. For Africa to regain her temperament, we need to go back in time and relearn the true ways of Africa, Alkebulan people. What did it mean to be spiritual? And how did the ancients connect to the spiritual dimension and spiritual deities? It is only through the acceptance, acknowledgement, and the practice of African spirituality in its true, most honest form, that we can begin to direct African back on her spiritual path. Thus, the definition of spirituality will serve as a starting point for Africans to understand what spirituality is. Spirituality transcends religion. Sitting here at the AU today, I'm thinking of political conflicts in Africa. And I'm wondering, how can spiritual guiders and religious leaders who have some phobia against other people's beliefs, how do they guide politicians who are fighting? IAPD has mastered that, because IAPD, through African Spiritual Day, we have seen Christians entering inside of the mosque and not sitting down when there are activities, but participating. We have seen Muslims entering Christian temples and not sitting down when there is an event, but participating. Because through IAPD and through the foundation of spirituality, we have overcome the religious conflicts and phobia against other people's beliefs. Why are we prejudiced against each other today? Colonization, you are right. But above all, it's people who lock themselves in their walls of religions. And they start having phobia and no respect for other people's beliefs. What I teach in my four walls, it's what I teach, is what I believe in. There's nothing wrong. When I come out of my four walls and meet others, I need to be accommodative. I need to respect other people's belief. Spirituality has the power to evoke our inner consciousness, thus bringing to the fore the Alkebulan unique trait of Ubuntu. I am because you are. And a trait that not only connects the African to each other, but also connects them to nature, the animals that exist around us. It is through this trait that diabolical acts, such as killing of animals for sport, the creation of harmful chemicals and fumes that disregard Mother Nature, can be diminished. The transgressions of humanity stem from the disconnection between humanity and the spiritual realm. It is for that reason that we must advocate for spirituality to lead and serve as a foundation for the people of Africa. In closing, I would like to quote Dr. Maya Spencer in her definition of spirituality. Spirituality means knowing that our lives have significance in a context beyond a mundane, everyday existence at the level of biological need that drives selfishness and aggression. It means knowing that we are a significant part of a purposeful unfolding of life in our universe. Indeed, spirituality is the future. I thank you very much, and I close with our slogan. Africa! 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 Thank you for your attention.
The IAPD has achieved a great milestone in the endeavor to achieve world peace and the unity of all, regardless of their beliefs and political disposition.
We are so excited today that Africa Spiritual Day is coinciding with African Union. As you may know, that this is the hallmark place of the entire place of Africa, where all nations are represented here. But suffice it to say that without spirituality, then we will not have guidance. So today marks a very, very important day when we have come as Interreligious Association for Peace and Development to come and stand and spiritualize the 55 countries, we are so excited and indebted to the African Union to allow this event to take place today, because it's taking place today means that it has brought to completion the spirituality that is supposed to enter into the African Union, represented by the 55 member states. I thank you.
My name is Adanandi Chasa. I'm pastor. I'm working in the Intelligence Council of Ethiopia as a peace builder. I am so happy today. This is the African Spiritual Day in Addis Ababa. The African Union is hosted this spiritual day. People are come from different corners of the Africa, and it's very good. Really, we were preparing to host and to deliver message. So many people are inside in the hall. Many Ethiopian church leaders, religious leaders are here. So people are working for peace together. Many people are happy. So really, I am so happy.
The IAPD has indeed taken a great leap into the desired future that it envisages for all of Africa. Ah, Africa. Ah, Africa.